Hi guys, this is Mamelodi. I'm with KG, Tato. Catch him on YouTube channel. We are football. Please, we are football channel. Sharp.
Mamelodi Sundowns, you deserve your flowers. I think everyone, let's give Mamelodi Sundowns their flowers. Don't hate, appreciate. That is exactly what we mean when we say jealous down, because they represented themselves well in this Club World Cup, and they've represented South African football very, very well in this Club World Cup while the whole world is watching. They did not just lose a game. Yes, they lost the game, but they won our hearts. There is a way to lose, and that is the best way to lose. When you know you only lost because of your mistakes. You only lost because of your mistakes. They did not outplay you. Mamelodi Sundowns outplayed Dortmund with possession, with chances created, with shots, and with expected goals. So basically the way the game went, with the amount of shots or chances that Dortmund had compared to what Sundowns created, Sundowns should have won that game. Normally, a team that creates that many chances and does not make those mistakes, they win a game. That's exactly what is meant by expected goals, right? So Sundowns outplayed Dortmund. That is a fact. Sundowns outplayed the 2024 UEFA Champions League finalists. Sundowns outplayed the 2024 UEFA Champions League finalists, who were narrowly outplayed by Real Madrid. Remember, Dortmund also could have literally won that game. They also made mistakes and didn't take their chances. Sundowns went toe-to-toe with a top European, top 5 league side and held their own. They didn't just hold their own, they dominated proceedings. So for that, Sundowns, congratulations on a well-played match. Unfortunate and unlucky to not get a result. Everyone makes mistakes. We are not coming at Ronwen Williams personally when we're saying that he made a big error that changed the way that game was going. But it is unacceptable to be that casual, that slow, and not alert in a big game like this. It means so much to Sundowns. Think about it. If Sundowns maintain a win in that game, if Sundowns get a win, because they lost just by 1 goal, right? And that was maybe directly coming from the mistake of Ronwen Williams for the first goal, or the mistake from Temgo Mokena for the second goal, right? So if Sundowns win that game, they are guaranteed a place in the round of 16. Why? Because for me, I always said it, Uslan will lose to everyone in the group. Uslan, respect to them, fair play to them, but I do think Sundowns, Dortmund, and Fluminense are better teams, and they're going to collect 3 points. Now it's not just about 3 points, because 3 teams already have a guaranteed 3 points in my view. Now it's about whoever has obviously 2 wins then will go through, right? But it's going to go down to Sundowns and Fluminense game. Dortmund already drew with Fluminense 0-0. That was a good result for Sundowns. But in this case, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Because Sundowns have lost the game, and now it's a must-win, unfortunately, against Fluminense in the last group. And I think Fluminense is the best team in this group, not even Dortmund. So I think Sundowns, yes, will take courage from this performance. They will take the positives and look to apply that against Fluminense, who also won 4-2. At some point, they were 2-1 down against Uslan. But I think for me, it's a little bit difficult now. It's more challenging. Sundowns have to go out with a fight. But they did not lose this game without a fight. I said it in the Champions League final, the CAF Champions League final, that Sundowns did not go down without a fight. And I love that about them. And they showed that again yesterday, right, against Dortmund. They did not go down without a fight. They refused to lose. The mental character to come back from 4-1 down is absolutely unbelievable, really. Ronwen Williams' mistake and Temgo Mokena's mistakes just changed the whole complexity of the game. Sundowns were on the ascendancy. They were dominating Dortmund. And I just think also sometimes those little errors change the game, we know that. But also Coach Mikel Cardoso's maybe team selection was not on point. Zwane started the game, but I don't think he had a good game. Maybe it makes sense because he has not been playing too much in the past season, right? So in league games and in CAF, he did not really play the final over both legs. He was available. So maybe he's not as sharp as he would be if he was playing regularly, right? So I thought maybe that was sort of a weak point for them in a game like this of high tempo. I think you could see when Letlhako came on, he also pressed well. He won the ball to put Mutiba through to score. Yes, Mutiba scored, but I don't think the changes from Cardoso were good. Why take off Mukwena? Why take off Ribeiro? Your best players, Reynes, why you taking him off when you need to get back in the game? You're disturbing the rhythm of that game, and they were on fire. So I do not agree at all with Coach Mikel Cardoso's substitutions. But in every, let's say, bad situation, you can always look for a positive. And the positive is that Letlhako came on. 19-year-old who just won the under-20 AFCON, by the way. He was involved in that. He even scored in that tournament. He came on and gave an assist in a Club World Cup. South African football is on the rise. We can see it with Sundowns as a whole. We could see it with Sundowns, Pirates, and Chiefs all making it to CAF. We could see it with Stellenbosch, Pirates, and Mamelodi Sundowns making it far in the continental competitions. But you could also see it with our youngsters, the under-17s qualifying for the World Cup, the under-20s winning AFCON and also qualifying for their own World Cup, and Bafana on the verge of qualifying for the World Cup as well after finishing third at AFCON, which is a much improved performance compared to prior years. So African football is on the rise, and Letlhako is an example of now why South African young footballers can dream. That was a dream. You could see that the boys are living the dream. You could actually, there's no better time to be a young footballer in SA. You can make a career out of it. That is for sure. You have to believe in your abilities. We have to literally respect the structures that have been built. Patrice Motsepe, his foundation, and football from a grassroots level, the DDC, everything is coming together nicely, and we might be a footballing powerhouse come in the next 5 to 10 years, right? Especially with the youngsters that we have seen coming through, the Nkotas, the Mufokeng, not just Letlhako. All of them very, very young, 20, 19, but we are seeing them on our biggest stages. So to me, South African football is on a rise, and that is something to be proud of. Now, there are people who will be like, we don't support Sundowns because they're rivals. You know, you never see a Barcelona fan supporting Real Madrid, and that's okay. That's understandable. That's them, right? But you don't have to hide behind the fact that Sundowns being there is representing South African football. It's good for South African football. And we've always made fun of the fact that Sundowns is a small team. It does not have fans. But this is going to do wonders to their brand. Being part of this in the US, being seen by the world, clubs are getting recognition. Clubs are recognizing that Sundowns is a serious team. They're getting new friends. They're getting new fans from all over the world. They're earning new fans in South Africa. If maybe there was someone who didn't watch South African football, who was a neutral, now they've just seen maybe Sundowns in the Club World Cup, and then they want to start supporting them. So Sundowns are improving their brand. Their exposure is going to be crazy after this. And we know that the money they are making, obviously they have a billionaire owner, but the money that they're making and getting from this tournament will also just set them apart. They're going far, right? They're going far. They're already getting about 200 million from this tournament. It is crazy. And if you see 200 million rand, that is, and if you see that if they could have maybe held on and put themselves in a good position to go into the knockout stages, it could have been even more money. So with that, they're obviously just gonna build and build. And I think it just shows you that there's a difference in quality in the PSL between Sundowns and the other teams. I think genuinely, after seeing that, after you see Sundowns go toe-to-toe with UEFA Champions League type of teams year in, year out, and not just maybe teams from Austria or teams from, you know, other places like Hungary, but actually finalists from the previous years. Come on. How do you really expect something from Kaizer Chiefs, something from Pirates to really compete on a full year, week in, week out, to win the league? That is much more difficult than winning cup competitions. Yes, winning cup competitions is doable. Magezi did it against Sundowns because it's a once-off game. It's a final. Chiefs beat Sundowns in the semi-final, but offside goal. But still, it can happen, right? It's a once-off game. But over the course of a year, a season, it's much more difficult to outclass an opponent like that. Winning the league needs consistency and quality week in, week out. And Sundowns have that. They have that with their bench. They have that with their squad. And I just think it's perfect. It's set up perfectly for players to just take their football to the next game. I don't think South African teams should look at that and feel discouraged, but they should take that as motivation of this is where we could go as well. Owners of football club need to run their clubs properly, just like Motsepe is doing, to get their teams to be noticeable to the whole world. So it is an absolutely brilliant conversation that we're having. Like I said, just jealous down, recognize that Sundowns are doing something good. Yes, we're not asking you to support Sundowns. I am not a Sundowns fan myself. You know, we can still have proper discourse. You know, I think people who are just one-sided, I don't like that. See the whole bigger picture. Yes, we can still make fun of the fact that Sundowns lost, right, and maybe get knocked out and they don't qualify to the round of 16. That's yet to be determined. But I think it's not big to ask you to really recognize the work that Sundowns have put in and what good it's done for the view of South African football, right? So yeah, for me, let's respect that. Mistakes were made. Mokoena, it's a bad mistake for the second goal. Williams, we've talked about. Mudawi, it's an own goal to make it 4. Ronwen Williams again with the third goal. It's not a good strong hand to palm the ball away. He puts it straight into danger. So really, so many mistakes that maybe in a different games they don't happen. But besides that, Sundowns gave a good account of themselves, right? So I'm very proud of what I saw from Mamelodi Sundowns. Well played, so many positives to take from the whole story, but it also does not mean we cannot criticize and highlight the negative things that happen. That's what football is about, right? So yeah, for me, I just want to get my thoughts across. That's my review. Sundowns really have to go out fighting. I did not want to say that, you know, Dortmund and Fluminense were obviously the better teams. I did not really want to say it. I love the positive energy that's surrounding Mamelodi Sundowns and them participating in this World Cup. I really, really love that. And I don't think the negativity is warranted. They've put in a good performance from themselves. If you look at my review, of the CAF Champions League final, I said Ribeiro is a monster player. He lost that game, right? Sundowns lost that game, but I said he's absolutely amazing. And we're seeing that on the world stage. We said he's player of the season for the PSL. We are seeing him prove why that is. I said Reynolds is absolutely amazing. He's a proper striker. That goal, that reaction time, brilliant free kick from Mukwena, who is a dead ball specialist. Mukwena is a dead ball specialist. He didn't just score a free kick, right? We know he's done that for South Africa at the AFCON against Morocco, but this time he's gotten almost a brilliant assist. I think it won't count because Reynolds initially hit the post, but it's a brilliant ball for Reynolds. The cute, clever free kick. But Reynolds, to make that run headed is one thing, but to react in a split second to get that through, that is quality. Reynolds has been absolutely amazing in this tournament. He should have 3 goals, right? I think one offside was questionable, but he has 2 in 2 in this Club World Cup. And I do think that the European teams, the big teams, should start looking at players like Reynolds and Ribeiro for sure. Tashreeq Matthews raised his game, that's for sure. But I don't think he's doing enough right now to warrant a start. He had a decent game. It's a much improved performance by him. We saw him, he was involved, but I think he's wasteful and his end product is lacking right now. We saw that he had a big miss in the CAF Champions League final, which would have turned the game completely on its head. Also, that's where I criticize Mikel Cardoso. Tashreeq Matthews, I love him, by the way, but I think we'll see better of him next season when he gains more confidence and, you know, when he plays through his bad form. But I just don't think that right now with big games, with so much on the line, I think maybe, you know, someone else deserves an opportunity, or at least make your subs a little bit earlier. Tambazwane came off in the 85th minute, and I think by that time he was spent. It's fair to say he was spent. Yes, we love Zwane, but, you know, I think when someone has given their all and they can't affect the game anymore, it is okay to make a substitution. You don't have to wait until there's 5 minutes left when you are losing, especially because Sundowns were down by 2 goals even at that stage. So very interesting, lots of nuances and complexities in this game, but overall we are proud of Sundowns' effort. We are proud of what they've represented as South African football. So yeah, congratulations to Masanda Wana, hard lucky for the win, and all the best for the last game on Wednesday. It's literally up to them to, you know, really give it all their best, and hope, and just hope that, you know, Uslan maybe can do a favor for them against Dortmund, maybe. But I think it should be in their own hands to win against Fluminense and guarantee a place in the round of 16, because it looks like nothing else will be good enough in my opinion. So yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, with that being said, that's my video. Please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.
Hi guys, this is Mamelodi. I'm with KG Tato. Catch him on YouTube channel. We are football. Please, we are football channel. Sharp.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
Who will be there? Do you care though? Who will be there?